Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. Today we have some absolutely insane news out of the League of Legends world, more specifically about the North American LCS, where just a couple of hours ago on the Crackdown, which is the League of Legends podcast type show that Iwilldominate and Thorin stream together, they had a really big news, some really massive news. It's not 100% confirmed yet, but it's a leak. Dom says it's near 100%. Really big news about Team Solo Mid and specifically their bot lanes. We're going to be watching this clip real quick, and then we're going to be reacting to it afterwards.
TL is talking to these players, and then players that I know that are teamless or that have been kicked off teams recently and that are looking for new players. Like, they're kind of just like in the loop and they just keep me involved. But I think like TSM's bot lane, somebody told me that they're like 100% gone. Maybe they're not.
What?
You know?
Wait a minute. Doublelift signed though. Yeah, the Doublelift's already signed though. They're gonna get that contract.
I mean, you can. That's how the orgs are. Like, I can have a contract for fucking 10 years. If I play bad 1 year, all right, you're done. It's always like org-sided contracts. I mean.
Okay, so there is a lot to break down here. The first thing being that TSM, he's saying the bot lane as a collective duo, they're both, what he's heard, obviously it's just a rumor, nothing confirmed, that they're going to be 100% gone. And I think TSM fans and people people speculating, kind of just LCS fans in general, have kind of been expecting Biofrost to be gone. He did not look very good, especially in the playoffs. He didn't look very good at Worlds. He was not that young rookie making huge plays on the world stage that people thought would develop into one of the best supports in the world, if not even in the West, at least. So that, like, TSM got rid of him back then. They tried getting him back, and he just hadn't seen development from those days. If anything, he's getting a little bit worse. He's plateauing. He has some strengths for sure, and he is a nice veteran where he's going to be relatively consistent, but TSM, a team who's trying to get more international success, Biofrost isn't the end-all be-all at the support position. There's definitely other ways to go, whether it be imports or even just trying to get some more young talent or develop somebody else, where Biofrost has been in the scene now for 2-3 years, and yeah, again, we're not seeing a ton of progression with him. So I think it makes sense that TSM was going to go a different way in the support position. Then also you have Doublelift, who is one of the oldest professional League of Legends players around, and a lot of people think he might be beginning the downward kind of trajectory in his career. He got so hard bot diffed in the series against GGS, against FBI. Doublelift is no longer, even though he was for a very long time, the #1 unanimous best AD carry in North America. Obviously, there was always a little bit of competition, but he was for sure top 2 forever. And now for the first time in a long time, he's not that anymore. You know, his kind of trash-talking attitude was always backed up by insane levels of gameplay. Even if it didn't always come out at the international levels, he's just always winning trophies in North America. He's made it. He has made it far in international events. Obviously, Team Liquid did well in an MSI. TSM has. Doublelift didn't make it out of groups with TSM, but they had chances to make it out of groups. They were at times. TSM was one of the better teams in the world, like 2016. I'm thinking. But yeah, and Doublelift is just not that anymore. Yes, this was just one down year, but for a player of his age, one down year could be very telling, where he did definitely rebound in the summer split with TSM from the spring split with TL, but he never got back to that vintage DL kind of just hyper carry, AD carry status. He was losing lane phases. He wasn't pushing his leads. He wasn't carrying teams. He wasn't carrying TSM in team fights. But obviously TSM without Doublelift was not winning trophies. They were not this dominant team in North America, and then they get him back for one split and they instantly win the LCS. Now, some of this definitely has to do a lot with the pandemic. It was a crazy split. Also, double elimination in the playoffs, where if there wouldn't have been double elimination in the playoffs, TSM wouldn't have been able to win the LCS. So there was a lot of weird things about this. I definitely don't think Doublelift like carried them to a championship or anything like that. But he's definitely a nice veteran presence, a nice leader to have on a team like that. But going into this next 2021 season, is his play going to regress even further? Is he going to continue getting worse and worse each year? Also, this whole situation is so complex because he still has a year on his contract. TSM literally just picked him up for one split. And he has meant so much to this fan base, to this organization for so long, and fans were so happy to have him back, and then they won, right away with him. Obviously, they went 0-6 at Worlds, but that's just one tournament, and they hadn't won the LCS in, a couple years without him. So it's really a crazy time. Obviously, the Doublelift and Lena relationship complicates things even further. I think one of the fair things is Doublelift going to retire? Obviously, that's really crazy because we know he has this insane competitive drive and stuff. But now, as he's getting a little bit older, he has it seems that he's in a very serious relationship. He has, I'm sure, business ventures and other things, and things he just wants to do with his life in general. Is he going to keep that competitive fire forever? Would he leave TSM and go to another team, or are they saying that the bot lane's gone because Doublelift's going to be retiring and Biofrost is going to be on his way out? Obviously, that then also opens up the question, who is TSM's new bot lane going to be? I think that's going to be really, really crazy to see. I don't know where they're going to be able to go with that. Obviously, they do have an import slot open since they have Spica and Bjergsen both as residents. They are importing BB, but one of those could be an import if they keep treats. Then they could maybe go for a big splash in the AD carry position. I don't know who exactly that would be. Maybe Crown Shot, maybe some other European AD carries. It's going to be really, really interesting to see. But yeah, I just have a ton of questions. But Dominate says he's heard that this is near 100% that Doublelift and Biofrost are going to be gone. This is an absolutely huge story for the LCS. Doublelift, one of the biggest, most popular players, one of the biggest, most popular personalities, just in all of League of Legends, not even just in the LCS. But yeah, Biofrost seemed like the obvious answer. Doublelift, not so much, and now I have a lot of questions. And the coming days and coming weeks are going to be very, very interesting. But that's pretty much it for this video today, guys. Definitely drop a like if you enjoyed it. Leave a comment down below. What do you think's going to happen? Do you think Doublelift's gone? Do you think they're kicking him? Do you think he's going to retire? Do you think he's going to stay? Who do you think TSM's bot lane is going to be going into the 2021 season? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe to update on the latest content. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.